One thing I've learned in my many years of podcasting is it works much better when the microphones are plugged in. Hey, if you're listening on a live radio stream, the reason I'm just kind of winging it right now is I'm setting up the YouTube stream. YouTube? I wonder if I can see the chat of YouTubers out there, if anyone ever ends up chatting. Oh well, we shall see. It looks as though it's streaming just fine. Had to put on some pod-safe music, just to make sure all the balance was correct. So for those of you going to be watching this on YouTube, it's not going to be fancy. Hey, you see me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That's the important part. The video's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be me talking on a mic. That's it. We'll see if someone in YouTube land tells me they can hear me. They can hear me. You can hear the music, I hope, too. I hope you hear the music. That's the important part. See you and hear music. That's what you need to know. We're just going to call that good. So we are about 75 seconds away from kicking off the show. Thanks for tuning in. It's live. It is live. It's definitely live. It's 100% live. So we'll get started here in just about a minute. I just had to make sure everything was working on the YouTube side. Enjoy the bed music.
The continent to bring you the truth about cannabis and marijuana law reform.
I smoke pot and I like it a lot.
The Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation. Now, here's your host, Radical Russ Belville.
Good day, tokers and tokettes and non-toking lovers of liberty. It is Friday, January 8th, 2021, and it's got to be 420 somewhere in the world. And I'm telling you, given the events of this week, it's got to be 7:10. Hell, it's got to be 11:30. Put them both together because it's been a hell of a week. If you are a patriotic American like me, it's been a lot to have to digest. Welcome to the show. We are going to get to that. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about marijuana. This is primarily a marijuana show, so rest assured we'll get to that. But boy, I tell you, after watching an insurrectionist coup go down at the United States Capitol, watching it live, I had, computer streams on, I had the TV going, I was, refreshing Twitter regularly to see whether or not we would still be a democracy by the time my show comes on Friday. We still are for now, as Ben Franklin said to the woman, we've got a republic so far. If we can keep it, let's see if we can keep it. We're going to talk about that coming up in the Radical Rant, a special early Radical Rant about this failed coup by the president of the United States. Hard to imagine I'm having to say that. But also coming up on the show, we're going to start things off with our Cannabis Headline Newsweek. This is the news segment I've debuted here for 2021. Now that I'm doing just a weekly podcast, there's a lot of the news that I do on the daily newscast that I do that gets lost. So we've put together the best stories from the week in 2021. I'm Russ Belville. American democracy was attacked Wednesday as supporters of Donald Trump, encouraged by him and his personal attorney, stormed the United States Congress as it officially tallied the Electoral College votes that declared Joe Biden the next president. Live footage of the insurrection showed Capitol Police allowing the flood of seditious traitors to breach barriers and doors, causing the House and Senate to go on lockdown as Secret Service hurried elected officials to safety. The domestic enemies of the Constitution then ransacked the Capitol, proudly carrying flags of white supremacy and the traitorous Confederacy, before police calmly let all but 50 of them simply walk away without arrest. Congress returned to count the electoral votes once order was restored. Objections by anti-democracy Republicans were heard and rejected, culminating in the official recognition of Joe Biden's landslide presidential win. Earlier in the day, Democrats won the 2 Georgia Senate races that gives them full control of the U.S. government, a promising development for the likelihood of federal descheduling and marijuana banking laws passing in 2021.